What if I told you someone has manipulated you today, and you probably thank them for it, not with threats, not with lies, not with force, but with words so subtle, a pause so perfectly timed, or a feeling so carefully planted that you never even realized someone was influencing you. The most dangerous manipulation isn't loud. It doesn't look evil. It doesn't announce itself. Because the best manipulation has one simple goal: to make you believe the decision was yours all along. Psychologists have spent decades studying how subtle influence shapes human behavior. Most of these psychological effects are a normal part of everyday life, but in the wrong hands, they can be used to manipulate people without them noticing. Today we're exposing 7 silent manipulation techniques that quietly shape the way people think, feel, and make decisions. By the end of this video, you'll start recognizing these patterns in advertisements, workplaces, friendships, and relationships. Let's begin. Reciprocity, the favor that was never free. Imagine you're walking through a supermarket. Someone smiles and offers you a free sample. You weren't planning to buy anything. But after accepting it, walking away suddenly feels awkward. Why? Because humans naturally feel a desire to return favors. Psychologists call this reciprocity. In healthy relationships, this helps people cooperate and build trust. But it can also be exploited. A free gift, an unexpected compliment, a small favor. Sometimes these are simply acts of kindness. Other times, they're used to make saying no feel much harder. The manipulation didn't begin when they asked for something. It began the moment you felt like you owed them. The foot in the door effect. When we agree to a small request, we're often more likely to agree to larger ones later because we want our actions to feel consistent. The first request wasn't important. It was simply the first step. The guilt trap. Some people never ask directly. Instead, they sigh, look disappointed, or quietly say, "It's okay, I'll manage." Now you're the one insisting on helping. You think the decision came from you, but guilt quietly nudged you toward it. Healthy people express their needs clearly. Manipulative people may rely on making others feel responsible without asking openly. The crowd effect. Imagine 2 restaurants. One is empty. One has people waiting outside. Which one feels better? Most people choose the crowded one. Because when we don't know what's correct, we often assume everyone else does. This is called social proof. It's why trends explode. It's why viral videos become even more viral. And it's why people sometimes follow crowds into bad decisions. Popularity isn't proof of truth. The illusion of choice. A salesperson smiles. Would you like the silver package or the gold package? Notice what never happened. Nobody asked whether you wanted to buy anything. Your brain feels in control because it's making a choice. But the important decision was quietly removed before you ever arrived. Sometimes influence isn't about controlling your answer. It's about controlling the question. Scarcity. Only 1 seat left. Sale ends in 10 minutes. Limited edition. Suddenly your heartbeat rises. You weren't planning to buy it 5 minutes ago. Now you feel like you'll lose something if you don't act. Scarcity can be real, but marketers also know that urgency often reduces careful thinking. The fear of missing out can overpower logic. The most powerful manipulation of all. Here's the most dangerous one. It doesn't involve words. It doesn't involve guilt or silence. It happens inside your own head. Once someone convinces you to adopt an identity, I'm the responsible one. I'm always available. I never disappoint people. You start manipulating yourself. You begin making choices just to stay consistent with that identity. The person no longer needs to pressure you. Your own mind does it automatically, and that's what makes it so powerful. Here's the biggest surprise. The most effective manipulation doesn't always come from someone else. Sometimes, it's your own brain. Once you've accepted an identity, I'm the helpful one. I never disappoint people. I always say yes. You begin acting in ways that reinforce that identity, even when it hurts you. At that point, no one has to pressure you anymore. You pressure yourself. That's why self-awareness is one of the strongest defenses against manipulation. Here's the truth. Not every compliment is manipulation. Not every delayed reply has hidden meaning. Not every act of kindness comes with strings attached. These psychological principles are a normal part of human interaction. The real question is whether someone uses them repeatedly to control you instead of communicate honestly. So, the next time you feel rushed, guilty, or pressured into saying yes, pause for just a moment. Ask yourself one simple question. Am I making this decision because I truly want to, or because someone quietly influenced me? Because manipulation loses much of its power the moment you recognize it.